Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, $200. Health insurance, $200. Phone bill, $100. Wi-Fi bill, $50. Light bill, $150. Water bill, $100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of six-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything. And half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is going to hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things. We own our houses. We own our cars. We're not in debt. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know what you guys think.
What you're about to watch isn't just a collection of viral videos. It's a raw, unfiltered look into the reality that millions of Americans are living right now. From people surviving on $25 until their next paycheck to college graduates making $80,000 a year still living paycheck to paycheck, these stories reveal something our economic statistics don't capture: the silent struggle of an entire generation. These aren't people who made bad choices or lack financial literacy. These are hardworking Americans, nurses, college graduates, parents, who are doing everything they were told would lead to success, yet they're barely staying afloat. Some are rationing deodorant, others are choosing between groceries and gas, and many are questioning whether the system they've been paying into their entire lives will ever actually work for them. What's particularly striking is how this transcends political lines. Whether you're left-wing or right-wing, the math simply doesn't add up anymore. When a night out costs $150, when rent increases by $2,000 overnight, when entry-level positions requiring bachelor's degrees pay $16 an hour, something fundamental has broken. This compilation captures voices from across America, all saying the same thing: we're tired, we're struggling, and we're starting to question everything we were taught about how life is supposed to work. Get ready for some hard truths about what it really means to try to make it in America today.
How are we expecting people to rent when they have to pay first and last month's rent plus a security deposit? I have a family member, he's not on this app, and he is trying to get into an apartment complex, big corporate-owned apartment complex here in Tampa. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square feet, $1,600 a month. They have horrible reviews on Google, not a great part of town, but it's what he can afford right now, and he knows it's a temporary thing. So he asked me if I'd be willing to co-sign on this apartment because this apartment complex is asking for first and last month's rent plus a large security deposit. And I said, no problem. I'd rather you take that money that you would normally have to apply towards the application process to get moved in and instead focus on buying yourself groceries when you get moved in and having the funds to set up your utilities and all the things. And I went ahead and submitted all the documents that they asked of me, which was 3 months worth of bank statements, our 2023 tax return, as well as copies of contracts and payments made for my clients because I'm a 1099 employee, to show them that basically if for some reason he weren't able to pay his rent, it would default to me, and including my social security number, so they'd come after me. No problem. I trust this family member wholeheartedly and have no issue doing that. So I submitted all those documents and they called him today. And yes, they are still asking for first and last month's rent and they are still requesting a security deposit. They lowered it. But let me just set the stage here. $1,600 a month is the rent. I provided them documentation to show that one of my clients, just one client that pays me in a month, would cover over 12 months of his rent. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying this because this is the level of absurdity we have reached. You have someone that's co-signing to ensure that that apartment is paid for. that has documentation, proof of funds to show that just one of my payments from one of my clients in a month that I provided a contract to show would cover his rent for the entire year. And yet that's not good enough to waive a security deposit or still make him pay first and last month's rent. What are we doing? Like, why are we making Gen Z like not be able to have a place to live? This is absurd. Like, I don't understand why somebody needs to be making over $1 million to show that you could waive the security deposit and not make them pay last month's rent. Like, I essentially showed them collectively that my husband and I make, I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's absurd. Because if he doesn't have a cosigner, like, how do people move into those places then? I don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing to this generation. Then I see a news report that mortgage rates are climbing back up again, 5-month high, 6.85%. I ain't buying in that market unless I can pay cash. So we rent. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that for us. But I'm also 20 years older. Like, and I've already lived, I don't, like, this is stupid at this point. I guess, what is that generation supposed to do if you don't have somebody co-signing for you? How do you expect them to come up with that type of cash for $1,600 a month rent? I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand it.
I got paid today. I make $75,000 a year, and after taxes, health insurance, and my 401k, I take home $2,126.19. Each payday looks pretty much the same. I actually get my paycheck deposited into 4 different accounts. So first, $850 is taken out and put into my bills checking account. This is for my fixed necessities, or really the things that are like automatically taken out of my account. So something like rent is a necessity, but then my Netflix subscription and my Spotify subscription, those are also taken out of this account. And $850 is half of my monthly fixed expenses. Then I get $300 put into another checking account that I kind of call my variable necessities account. So this is really just groceries, gas, but also things like shampoo and conditioner and skincare, and those things are just kind of annoying to buy with your spending money. Then I get $826 deposited into my high yield savings account, and then that gets bucketed into different categories. And the last line is just $150 that's deposited into my spending account, my spending checkings account. So first, for the savings, I have a few different sinking funds. Each month I put $125 towards gifts. The bulk of this sinking fund is for Christmas, but also just for birthdays and even donations throughout the year. I put $100 towards self-development. So this can be courses or fun classes or even like self-help books sometimes. $250 towards my Roth IRA, $250 towards my travel savings, $200 towards my emergency fund, $50 towards my cat, and $677 towards my student loans right now. And each paycheck, I automatically transfer $826 into my savings account, but I split it up differently based on paycheck number 1 of the month and paycheck number 2 of the month. For example, like my student loan payments, I have automatically taken out, so more money needs to be put in at the beginning of the month. But now that we're at the end of the month, I put a little bit less in that category and like more towards my emergency fund. And that's everything. Now I look at my credit card statements and decide how much I'm going to pay off of those. And I check for any extra money anywhere that I can throw at my student loan.
Remember when apartment complexes used to have to tell you why they was raising the rent? Yeah, they used to have to tell you why. They couldn't just raise it because they felt like it with no explanation. I remember my mother would get a letter to what they were changing it to and the reason for the change. Now they just send you a random email like, hey, get ready to adjust your budget. Shit about to get different. Apartments was always supposed to be a stepping stone to a house. That's what you did before you got a house so you can save up. It's supposed to be the cheaper alternative to a house. Buying groceries is supposed to be the cheaper alternative to eating out. Now you can't even tell the difference. You can't tell where you saving. You like, hold on, my rent is more than my mama's mortgage. Hold on, we spent the same amount of money on groceries this month as we did last month when we was eating out every day. We always want to go down there and have a meeting with the people in the office like they changed our fucking rent. Like the lady sitting at that desk down there changed the damn rent. She don't know. She don't have a fucking clue why they changed this rent. All she do is answer calls and check emails. Leave her alone. It's just crazy how all these corporations, these businesses, these brands, if they just want a little bit more money than they had last year, it's nothing for them to go up on their shit without blinking. It's nothing for them to make your favorite shoe $5 more. Make all your favorite groceries $1 or $2 more. Make your rent $100 more. They didn't make enough money last year. They got to go up. And since the businesses went up, the companies went up, now the entrepreneurs have to go up. So now your nail tech adding $15, your barber adding $15, your hairdresser adding $15. They got to keep up too, right? So you trying to keep up with all the changes, and meanwhile you got a 25-cent raise. And Dollar Tree took that from you. That's why I don't understand people that get mad at other people that learned how to finesse the government or get over on the system. It's like the system is getting over on you. The government is fucking you. How are you getting mad at somebody that figured it out? Don't get mad that they found a way to get some extra food stamps or not have to pay as much in taxes. The system is fucking us all over. They just figured it out. Don't get mad at them. Because I swear to God, if you see me in the self-checkout line and all my groceries come out to the same price as grapes, mind your business. Mind your business. A side hustle used to be an option. Getting a side hustle used to be something that people did to make extra money, extra spending money, to go, you know what I'm saying, just have a little pocket change to go do something with, have some fun with. Now that shit is mandatory. What are you doing on the side to stay afloat? What is your second job? What is your second and third source of income to barely just make it by? What is it? You gotta have one.
Here's what I find most telling. Notice how many of these people aren't asking for luxury. They're not complaining about not having the latest iPhone or designer clothes. They're talking about basic necessities: deodorant, toothpaste, a place to live. When did survival become such a struggle for working people? What does this say about where we are as a society?
I moved into my apartment in June 2023. I was paying $1,790 in rent. I just got notified that March 1st, my rent will be increasing to $2,023. And before everyone gets in the comments and says, you're doing this, you're making your choices. Okay, first of all, fuck you. I have a 2-bedroom apartment because I have a 1.5-year-old son, and I got this apartment because I researched every apartment within a 30-mile radius of where my dad lives, because my dad lives with my nephew. I'm the legal guardian of my nephew, and I need to be able to have quick, close access to my nephew. I take him to appointments, I pick him up from school, etc. What's shitty is that this is the market rate. So this is pretty standard if you want a 2-bedroom apartment. And mine's nice because it's new, but it's not fancy. It was made really like everything's plastic and falling apart. And it, for all intents and purposes, it's not a quality apartment. It's safe. I love living here, and that's why I'm living here. But I was talking to my landlord, and I was like, listen, I know this isn't your fault. I know you're not setting the prices of these, but what the fuck? This is not like a sustainable, like, how the fuck is anyone supposed to like maintain their tenancy? I said, should I expect another huge rent increase? And he's like, yeah, in September, there's going to be another like $80 to $120 rent increase. And I'm like, so let me get this fucking straight. I had to pay $5,500 to just get into this fucking apartment. I could live in a 1-bedroom. I don't want to because I just figured out crib training with my son. I pay electric and I pay fucking gas, which is another, you know, 100 to 120 a month, like on top of that. I hate that the issue is that I'm at a point in my life where paying another $120 a month in rent is like pissing me off. I know that the solution is to just make more money so that this is going to happen and I'm going to have more wiggle room in my budget and blah, blah, blah. But what pisses me off is if you're not making $6,000 or $8,000 as a single mom a month, you're just like, how are you gonna make it? Who wants to be roommates with people that they don't know? And how many people do you know that you could trust to live with and that it wouldn't ruin your friendship if you lived with them? And what if I just want to live in my own fucking spot? What if I really like the peace of mind that I have in my own goddamn apartment? Why isn't there some sort of fucking clause that says, oh, you're a single mom with narcolepsy and you have a fucking disability and you're making X amount of money and we're gonna give you like a little bit of a break. And I understand like life is a jungle and no one's trying to give out handouts. You know, you're hearing about how Elon Musk just uncovered all the government all the money that's going everywhere. Like, the government isn't, in general, they're not looking to help people. We know that. Just keep coming back to, like, okay, the solution is just to make more money, but there's only so many fucking hours in the day. I spent 45 minutes today researching other apartments in the area. I maybe have a tour scheduled next week, but here's the thing, it's like, yeah, if I get into this other apartment, like, what is that gonna look like, and how much do I have to put down? It's usually first and last month's rent, and then there's a damage deposit, and then there's usually a refundable pet deposit on top of that of a couple $100 or and then, you know, like, at least, and then a monthly pet deposit. And I have 2 cats, and I don't want to get rid of my cat. I'm not making this video to be like, oh, poor me, like, blah blah, but where my brain goes is I zoom out and I think about the bigger picture, and I think about, like, the regular people who are just trying to fucking survive, and, like, the average income, and, like, what it cost to just literally survive. That's not, like, getting ahead. That's not saving money. That's not potentially owning a piece of property. That's literally just, like, I'm making it until the next month. What is there, like 800,000 homeless people in the US? And when you think about, like, a homeless person, your mind might go to, like, all these extremes, but it's like, no, people become homeless because there's factors that are outside of their control, and they're doing their fucking best, and they get up every day, and they have good intentions, and they work, and they're not, like, selling themselves on OnlyFans, and they're trying to, like, do good in the world. But fucking bills are massive, man. It's expensive as fuck to just live and eat.
I officially have $0 to my name because I just took out every penny that I've ever saved. And this is on top of the deposit I've already made to buy a house. And wow, down payments are really large, and I'm broke now.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
My rent just went from $1,360 to $3,900 a month. Also, I'm sick. Happy spring equinox.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet.
That video is exactly the reason why I moved out of the United States. I was working 60-hour weeks, getting paid $60,000 a year with my mortgage payment of over $3,000 a month. I had to rent out rooms in my home in order not to just sink and get into debt. I saw myself living that life where constantly all you do every day, work, go home, sleep, work, go home, sleep, work, go home, sleep, work, go home, sleep, and you get one day off, and then every day is the same. Collect your paycheck, save up for a vacation, go on the vacation. While you're on the vacation, you're just stressed out because you know the vacation's costing you money that you have to go back and make at the job that you hate because it takes up all your time. I found myself in that cycle, and I decided no. I said, no, I'm not going to live it. And I literally quit my job, literally put my house up for sale, sold almost everything, and hopped on a flight. And ever since I've done that, I am happier than I have ever been. I see an entirely new life for myself now.
They talking about they're going to start giving us retirement benefits at 86. Listen to me. They can raise this retirement age to 107 fucking teen. I don't care if I retire with $1 million in the bank or $12 in the bank. And when I'm tired, when I'm done working, and I'm going to start scamming at 50. They're talking about most millennials will be able to retire in their mid-80s. And do fucking what? Mid-80s? Bitch, my knees hurt now. You must be talking about the Florida temperature in March, mid-80s, because ain't no fucking way. Y'all keep playing with us millennials, bro, huh? Y'all been fucking us ever since we came into this shit. Y'all done raised the price of food, raised the price of gas, raised the price of retirement, and ain't thought about raising our pay. And we are legit trying so hard to be on a straight and narrow. Work a 9 to 5, climb the ladder, get a 401k, save a little money, be cool with vacationing maybe once a year, scan everything in the checkout line, pretend like we not jealous of everybody that got away with the PPP loans, trying to invest in Bitcoin and stock and bloody fucking blah. Also, you can let us know that we will be 15 years from 100 years old by the time we can enjoy retirement. Let me tell you something. Y'all got a couple more elections to get this shit together, or 50% of millennials is about to start a life of crime. I'm telling y'all, I used to steal all sorts of things, and I'm good at it. Y'all not about to have us in the workforce at fucking 90 years old. Jail ain't even looking that bad at this point.
You know what's crazy is how expensive going out has gotten, and the fact that Gen Z is like, we're just not doing it anymore. We're not doing it because I would say, at least in the city that I'm in, it costs at least $100 to $150 if you want to have a night out with your friends. The average drink where I'm at is like $20 to $25 once you put tip in there. So if you're having 4 or 5 drinks, that's well over $100. And then God forbid you're calling an Uber. God forbid you're calling an Uber there and back. I don't know how you're going to financially recover from that. And it's just crazy because the other thing I'm seeing is the pre. I have never pre'd more in my life than these past few months, and that is including when I went to university 6-7 years ago. No one is going out these days unless we're preing at someone's house. It's literally just not happening. I'm not going out unless I'm going to my friend's place, having 99% of the night there, to be honest, and then sneaking out for 1 or 2 cheeky drinks at the end of the night. And you know what the sad part is too? Nowhere is busy. That's the crazy part. It's like you go to these places that are charging $20 to $25 a drink. Every single one of my like top 10 favorite bars, favorite clubs, favorite restaurants that I've gone to in the city that I'm in the past few months has not been nearly close to jam-packed. Not what I remembered it on like a Tuesday night 5 years ago. And it's just crazy because we keep seeing all these articles about Gen Z being the most sober generation. It has nothing to do with us being good people. I ask any of my friends, we're not going out because we're in relationships. We're not going out because we're getting older. We're just not going out because we don't want to spend $500 and take out a line of credit to go out.
The pattern here is undeniable. Whether it's the single mom facing rent increases, the healthcare worker making $80,000 but still struggling, or the person moving countries to escape this cycle. These aren't isolated cases anymore. This is becoming the norm. How do we get to a point where making good money still isn't enough? And more importantly, what happens next?
If the price of shit don't go down, I'm about to start stealing again. I don't give a fuck. I said I was leaving that shit in 2022, but look, if y'all gonna keep making deodorant $15 fucking for a stick, I'm gonna just have to start sticking shit in my purse again. I don't care, because I can't go without deodorant, and y'all know y'all taxing for that shit. Like, come on now, something gotta give. Everything is just too fucking expensive for me. Every single thing. Like, it's to the point I be rationing out fucking deodorant. I'm only doing 2 swipes a day because I can't afford to do 3 or 4 swipes back and forth because I'm gonna run out of deodorant too fucking fast. Toothpaste too. And the thing is, you can find cheap shit, but it ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to buy no cheap ass deodorant and be musty as fuck all day. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toilet tissue and that shit break while I'm wiping my ass. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toothpaste and my fucking breath be stinking after I done brush my teeth. Like, y'all gonna have to give. Like, and then it's like, if you do buy quality shit, it got poison in it. And the stuff that don't have the poison in it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford. Like, this shit is just beyond me. Like, I'm at the point, I'm either about to start stealing shit again, or I'm about to start making my own shit. Y'all, like, the economy gonna have to decide at this point.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living?
We're not. Truth of the matter, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck with credit card debt. I know people who are legitimately putting gas and groceries on credit cards just so that they can get back and forth to work. I believe that this is what most people are now calling the silent depression. $100 has become the new $20, and it's ridiculous, but the best thing about it is that people have shifted their core values. Look at this app alone and all the videos of all the retailers on Black Friday that nobody was there. They just don't care anymore. People are realizing that if it doesn't bring value into my life, then I don't need it. And while I don't get political on this app, you're having people on both sides of the aisles going, yeah, this kind of sucks. Right wing, left wing, it doesn't matter. It's the same bird. And now so many Americans are going, I truly just, I don't care. I think it's woken a lot of people up to the idea of why are we funding things that we don't care about when all of us right here are struggling. It's changed people's attitude in the workforce to where a job is just a job. You used to be very loyal to a job, but they've seen that there's no employee loyalty because there's no employer loyalty. People aren't putting up with toxic bosses anymore. You're either going to treat me right or I'm going to leave, because there's tons of companies that are hiring because nobody can find help. People just don't trust the system anymore, and they're starting to focus on what matters the most. Most people are out here making more money than they ever have and realizing that it's not going anywhere. So they're just not spending it. And what has made a lot of people turn their back on the system is that now they somehow either make too much or not enough money to qualify for the government assistance that they've been paying into their entire life. There are people out there who can't afford to buy the groceries, but they make too much money to get the food stamps. A lot of people are out here calling it the depression. I like to call it the awakening. People are just realizing how much they can get done on their own and that they don't need the government to hold their hand. So to go back to your question, how are people making it? Financially, I don't really know, but I'm very grateful that people are starting to look for answers.
I need to know who the fuck is in charge, who I need to talk to. Because listen, when I tell y'all, I've been looking for a new job because I'm sick and tired of the job that I'm fucking at. And I really don't care. Honestly, I don't care. These jobs do not pay enough for what the fuck they be wanting you to do. And honestly, it's like, are y'all employers, are y'all paying attention to the cost of living out here? Are you paying attention to the fact that these groceries everything has gone up but our fucking pay? I'm sick of going to work I'm sick of going to work and I can barely pay my bills at the end of the month. These fucking jobs, like, they be wanting you to bust your ass, go above and beyond, be there 6 days a week from 8 to 5, missing doctor's appointments, can't do shit with your motherfucking life but work for crumbs. And I'm fucking sick of it. We got kids out here. We got life out here, life in. This shit is just not adding up, and y'all wonder why motherfuckers is scamming, getting in the streets, selling, doing what the fuck they need to do to make ends meet. Y'all wonder why. Like, y'all wonder, this shit is not realistic out here, and I'm really fucking sick of it. Like, I want to buy a house. I want to do all of that shit. But goddamn, I can't even save $1 because shit is so fucking expensive out here. These jobs don't want to give no raises, and the new jobs ain't paying shit. Entry-level positions starting at $16 an hour for motherfuckers with a bachelor's degree. Man, $32,000 a year, $35,000 a year, that's nothing. It's nothing. I'm sick of it. I'm fed up, honestly.
My coworker saw my bank account the other day and it said $25 and we don't get paid for another 2 weeks. And he was like, how are you surviving? Like, how do you even live off $25? I'll tell you if you really want to know how I budget and save. I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations. Just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money.
If these stories resonated with you, you're not alone. The comment sections on the different platforms are filling up with people sharing their own experiences, and honestly, that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to start having real conversations about this. So here's what I want to know. What's your story? Are you living this reality? Have you had to make choices between basic necessities? Or maybe you've found ways to navigate the system that could help others. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share what used to be affordable that now feels out of reach. Tell us about the moment you realized the math just doesn't add up anymore. And if you've found solutions or alternatives, share those too, because we're all in this together. Hit that like button if this compilation opened your eyes to something, subscribe for more real talk about the issues that actually matter, and ring that notification bell, because these conversations are just getting started. Most importantly, share this video. Not for the algorithm, but because someone in your life needs to see these stories. They need to know they're not failing, the system is. Let's keep this conversation going.